The biggest lesson that 2020 has taught us is this. In December 2019, we set a bunch of goals to accomplish in 2020.
Like launching our podcast
And empower more families with financial education.
and counting and sharing more life lessons. The last few days has been all about planning, researching, and organizing so that 2020 will easily be jealous of 2021.
So one of the questions we ask ourselves when we're doing a planning session like this is, what have we learned from the past?
So I learned two things. So although we have access to knowledge, it does not equip us with power if we don't learn to use it. And the second thing is, if we have an end goal but no system in place, with many distractions, it can be easy to not reach that goal.
I've learned that if you're persistent and you keep throwing that line out over and over again, eventually you'll catch a fish. It may not be a big one, but at least you catch a fish.
We've learned that we are more likely to do something when we make it a goal and actually make the decision that we're gonna get it done.
And we feel grateful and fortunate that for the most part, the pandemic didn't really slow us down much from being able to accomplish these goals.
Yes, but we often found ourselves feeling behind or scrambling around like crazy to get things ready to get the thing done. Do you know what I mean? When you're able to actually get everything done, but just barely. Last year's goal setting stopped at the put it on a post-it note and put where it's located stage. And what we realized is that while we had goals, we hadn't broken them down enough. But this year we've got a whole bucket list broken down by month and time of the year. Put those on our calendar of which month we want to visit it, and even got details like how far and how long it would take to get there, if we need a pass, etc. So one of my favorite things about this whole thing really is this board. We use post-it notes and we have wrote down things that we want to go and do and see, and we have little categories and everything for this, and as soon as we find them and we get all the details and we know that something we are most likely going to do this year, it gets to be put on our adventure board. For some reason, adding things to the adventure board is very satisfying for me.
How cool is our bucket list of adventures this year? So one of the biggest lessons we learned in 2020 is that success loves simplicity.
All of the research we do ahead of time, any of those decisions we make now will save us stress and work in the future.
Is it a lot of work?
Heck yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work though that we won't have to do in the new year.
Happy New Year.
So I just finished editing this video, and before uploading it, I have a little bit of an update. It is now a few days into January, and Sione and I have taken some time to continue to iron out some of the details for these goals and plans that we've made for ourselves for this upcoming year. And we came up with a pretty big decision last night, and it has to do a lot with this lesson and with what you're going to be able to expect from our channel this year. So as we were going through this process of researching and really planning out these adventures for next year, or this year, we kept running into the same sign on a lot of the specific places that we actually really wanted to go to. And those were things like temporarily closed, closed until further notice, may open by this time and date, but we're not sure yet. There's a lot of places that are open and that we can go and visit and see, but the ones that we had actually really wanted to go and see were either closed, or the places around it to make it worth us taking the trip out there were closed until further notice. And because of that, I felt like putting those things on our schedule as tentative and maybe, and we're gonna have to research right before we go again, almost made it counterintuitive to be doing all of these planning and scheduling in advance. And it would almost be like putting ourselves right back in the same situation as we were in last year. And so we made the decision for at least this year to only go out and see one new place a month this year, to go and have these adventures that we like to call them and take you with us. We'll still be posting videos when we do go out on these new excursions and these new adventures, but we'll also be sharing things just from our home. It's about to go down. We are making these little guys for some friends, but we need to make a competition. Whatever. So we have these supplies all ready, and we are going to race wrapping the toilet paper. Who do you think is going to win? Vote. Vote. Tell us, who do you think is going to win?
Skills. On my mark, get set, go.
Okay. Sione may have won the toilet paper rolling contest, but now it was time for a rematch. Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. This time we're gonna do the hats. We're just gonna race to see who can completely make one hat and get it on the toilet paper head first. Sione's practicing right now because this is his first time doing it. I've only made 2, so it's not like I'm that much more skilled in this than he is. Okay, we got a towel each. You have to put it on the toilet paper to be complete.
Put the towel on the toilet paper to be complete.
Yeah.
You have to specify that it's formed in the hat, right?
Yeah.
Not like
Completed hat on the toilet paper.
Does it have to be that specific?
Yes,
hat?
that specific hat. Okay, Sione's made 2, made it twice, so we have equal experience in these hat making. Do you want to start the towels, or are you going to start the hat?
However you
I don't
want
want
to.
any excuses.
I said go last time.
Okay.
So she already started with the first
I
hole.
know. Okay, ready? On your mark. Get set. Go. What the this? Cheater. So is yours. I think we're gonna have to make our hats over. Okay. That one really looks like Princess Leia.
Exhibit A. Exhibit something.
Hold on, let me fix my exhibit. Awesome. We're just going to be sharing the happenings and the lessons that we learn through life's adventures. And it's also going to allow us to have a little bit more time to work on adding more episodes to the podcast. So we actually get way more downloads on the podcast than we do views on our videos. So it'll be really nice because right now I think we have 41 life lessons counted through our videos, and we've only recounted 17 in the podcast. So we've got a lot of catching up to do, so this will be really great. But that's just a quick little update. Happy New Year, guys, and who knows what lessons this year will bring. Peace out!